Hello everyone, welcome to our another lab. In this lab, we are going to set up an AV workstation. Here is the instruction. The media department has recently hired a new video editor, and the existing workstation need to be upgraded. Currently, the system is not equipped to meet the demand of video editing. It only has a single monitor connected to onboard graphics adapter and the limit to storage capacity with no redundancy. The keyword here is no redundancy. The other instructions said the workstation is need to support dual monitor and include reliable storage solution that ensure data integrity, fault tolerance, and optimized performance for handling a large videos file. All these terms that listed down here is really critical to understand. Configure the storage system to distribute data across multiple drive in a way that combine performance and redundancy. Ensure that the system can continue to function even if one drive is failed. So, as we already see, there's so many critical concepts inside this instruction, which doesn't really give us any clue what we're supposed to do. It doesn't say do this, do that, do that. It just give you the hint if you already have understanding of what these are. Okay. So from what we read so far, there's the conclusion that we can able to put up here. The first thing is that there should be the graphic adapter, which means there should be need the video card. That's the first thing that we know from what we just read. Second, we need that we have to have this additional monitor, which we have only one right here. The third one is that we have to have multiple different drive, which is if one is failed, it still is okay to work. That is the redundancy. How we can able to do that? That is where you start thinking about, is that anything I already know about this? Of course, you already read about this in the previous modules, hopefully about RAID. So depend on how many drive that are available for us, hopefully we can able to do that. So let's start one little thing by one, because if we don't start with one thing and the other thing will be not work, right? So let's start with the video card. In order to set up, look for the video card, of course, what we have to do, first of all, we have to go into the motherboard, look inside here if there's any video card available. As we see, there's none. So what we're gonna do, we have to go back to our inventory and look for the expansion card down here. As it mentioned that there should be the dual monitor support, right? As we already did in previous video, you hopefully understand that this is the one which we have used multiple times in previous video. So that is something we have to use. After we give the right expansion card, so we have to make sure we give the power to this one, which is something we already did multiple times. You have to make sure it's the right one. It should be the 6 pin with the PCI. So as the name implies right there. So we have to put that right there. So this is all about the video card. So it's nothing to do with the other stuff. It's still we need for connect to the monitor, different thing that we need to do. So we can start with, because since we already are inside the monitor, so we can, after we start this, we can move to the drivers. So whatever drivers is available for us, we can start with that one. So how we get the drivers? So we have to maybe let finish with, since we start with the drivers, let finish with the peripheral device, which means we have to set up the monitor first. I just want to make sure we are in right track, that we have to make sure everything need to be done correctly. So first, what we need to do is to, first we have to done with this one. So like, let change, because there's something, if you click back here, I want to turn it the back. So as you see down here, there's one connection which is already connected down here. But let turn this computer to backside. If you click on this, as you see, there's the other connector to DVI which is already connected, but the card that we just, the graphic card that we just put in is not connected here. It should be right here. So that is something that we have to move it down here first. And then that way we know we are already connected the original monitor correctly. Second, we have to move to second monitor, and then we have to turn it back, and then we have to go back to the cable, because this one is, as you see, it doesn't connect it yet. So we have to connect this one first. By doing so, we have to use the HDMI, because that's one of the powerful audio and video transmission. And then that's what we have to connect that first. And then the other side, we have to connect to the card we just put in there. Instead of we connect to HDMI to this, if you put right here, it's not going to be work, because you have to make sure you are put the right place in the card that we just put in. Second, we have to make sure this monitor is power on. In order to do that, we have to give the power supply, right? We have to grab this and then grab one side of the female side, connect to the monitor, and the male side should be connected to the power, the wall outlet. So that way we can say we are successfully connect the monitor to, yeah, we can turn it on. So like that means it turning on, it connected the other side, but it's still, we are not ready to turn on the computer, because there's other part that we supposed to be do. So far we are done with upgrade the video card, because they need the video editor that is like, is good for the good graphical design or display. And also we are done with connecting the additional monitor. So now we can start, go back to motherboard, and then we have to go back to the drivers, because as you guys already see down here, there's different thing, data integrity, which means the data is not lost, fault tolerance, and optimized performance. So many things mentioned down here. So as I said, that should be done by implementing different driver into the motherboard, which we have down here. So as you see down here, there is one drive which is already down here. So if you click down here, so this one is already connected. This is right here. And also if you click that on here, so like that is one of the power. The power is already given to this. So what we need to do is we have to go back to the storage and look for different drive. As you see, there's different drive listed down here. So we have to grab that drive to the empty bearer down here. So put that, make sure you have the green circle. So that means after that, you can just drop it there and then leave it there. So that is something you need to do. So after you put that there, there's a couple things again you need to do. The first thing is that you have to you have to do exactly how this look match. So it should be match what you have down here. First, you have to make sure you connect the right SATA from the drive to the motherboard. That's the first thing we need to do. Second, we also have to make sure we are powered all of this drive. If you just connect it to a motherboard and then there's no power to it, there's nothing going to be working. So let's start with the cables, which is SATA. So we just grabbed one right here and then we list it on this side. So we grab one. So make sure you know where exactly to connect. So you have to see where it's a little circle. There's like two blue sign, but the last one, which is the small one, that's where it's supposed to be go. So the other side should be go into the motherboard. So this is the SATA connection. So that's one of it will go over there. So as we see, both side is already connected. So then again, we keep grabbing the connection, the SATA to all the drive, and the other side should be go to the motherboard again. So we'll connect with this one and we grab the other one for the last drive. So we have to connect that right there. And then we have to connect the other one to motherboard. So as I said, the second step is that we have to move to the connect to power to the drivers. So what we're gonna do is we have to click on the power supply and go through the SATA connection. As you see, it is said the SATA, which is 15 pin power. So we have to grab whatever is available for us that wasn't connected yet. So, and then we have to connect next to that. And then keep up, that one is already connected. So we have to keep connected that and we keep connected that. So that will conclude that we are successfully put in place the drivers and connect, and then it's power, and everything's up inside here supposed to be powered on. So even though we put everything together and then we are sure that we already connect to the motherboard and then we already put in place the upgrading and added, that doesn't mean like it's done yet. So we have to make sure that we have to configure the storage system. So this is not configuration. This is just an installation. We just install. So before we do that, I want to check first that we have to turn the computer to front and I want to power on to make sure it's work. So that's the first thing, right? We have to make sure everything what we already put in there is work fine. So as you see, the computer is starting. So that's the good sign of the power. So our computer is start correctly. So that means everything is working fine. But what is next is that we have to configure this system, or which means we have to configure the array. So if we not configure the RAID, all that drive that we put in there is not going to be work. How we know that we are going to configure? So not only there, even if you read down here, so when configuring the storage system, you need to select all disk within the model number right here. That tell us, oh, there's something else that you need to do. Okay, so how you can able to do? The way you can able to do is you have to either you start right away when the computer is start, but as I say, I want to see if the computer, if what we set up is working fine or not. Because of that, I don't like to do at the beginning. So the computer is running fine. Now we have to restart the computer and get into BIOS. So how we know how to get in BIOS? Mostly when the computer start, it will give you the different F function that you can choose from whatever is available. But let's start that. Let restart the computer and see if that one is going to be open for us. So it's black. I just going to press, it's going to boot to window. So I think it's not going to be give me anything, but I will try F2. So I have to restart again one more time. And then I press F2 and it's right away, it give me to BIOS. Okay. So maybe you already do the other lab that you already know this environment or you go through something, but if it's not, that will be fine. And that you need to know where to go. So how you know? You can even just go like one by one kind of, but as we already see down here, it keeps saying configuring the system, configuring the system. So set a system configuration, storage. So because of that, we can easy to know we have to go in here. So it's like the system configuration. From the system configuration, everything what we was dealing with so far was drive. How that drive is connected, it used the SATA. So because of that, we have to go to the SATA operation. Under SATA operation, you see right here that the SATA operation is set it to AHCI. So what we're going to do is we have to choose RAID on because that's what we want to do, right? After we do that, and then we have to make sure we applied, okay? So after you apply that and then it's gray out, the second step is to click exit. I want to let you guys note here, right after you hit submit, it's going to be show you the page to edit RAID. That one is just for a couple seconds. If you not act quickly, it's going to be turn you or boot it up to the just regular window. So what you need to do is you have to quickly press Control and I. That time you can able to edit the RAID. So let's do that. Okay, so as you see there, I just quickly hit Control and I, and then it bring me to RAID volume. So I just press enter. After that, the RAID names, I just put enter. I don't want to do anything. After that, it gives me the level of RAID. So the only way that we can able to do that. So as you see that there's the different level that's already listed there. So right now we are on RAID 0. So from all the instruction that given to us, there's no way that RAID 0 is actually giving us the all this performance and even able to run even after one drive is failed. So that will be not going to be the case. So because of that, what we have to do is RAID zeros just need two drive. We already have three drive. So of course we need at least RAID 5 in order to do that. So you can just keep press up or down. So like the numbers keep changing, up arrow or up or down to look for the number. And finally we get RAID 5, and then we just select enter. After we select disk, also we keep select enter. So as you see here, there is different ID number that listed down here. So the device model is given down here. So what have been given for us down here is in information side, it say model number should be WD800GD. So since we have that information, and also we already have three different drives, so what we're going to do is to up arrow, down arrow, so select, make sure you choose that, and then press space bar to select each one of this. So, and then once you hit the space bar, the green arrows come next to it, keep go down, press arrow down, and then space, keep going, and the space. After that, you have to just say enter. So once you hit enter, and then you already select the disk, and then enter, you go. So keep going, enter, and what is the enter is done. I think we already got enter multiple times. So let's see. And so the strip size is 128. That will be great. That is the right sign. All right, so in order to get out of this, we have to press tab. As I said, to change tab, escape to previous menu, enter to select. So that's what gonna happen. So we have to hit tab. So I want to make sure we are in right place, and then tab. All right, so we have to just keep going down, and finally we have to hit the create the volume, because we already select everything what we need. And then as you see down here, so it give us the warning. If you are going to do that, all data on selected disk will be lost. That means it's going to be override. Anything that already in that drive will be cleared out. So we say yes. Just type yes. As you see here down here, everything is green and everything is ready to use. All right, so after we get here, we have to press, so we don't need to create the read volume because we just go back to this one, and we are not going to do that. So what we have to do is we have to press escape, because we already create everything. Now we are ready to get out of this, because as you see down here, our volume number, rate, parity, strip number, the storage number, size, it's normal, putable, so be good to go. So press the escape, and it said, are you sure you want to exit? Yes, that's why I want to do that. And we are put back to the Windows. So hopefully this conclude this lab, but in order to confirm that, let's score the lab. As you see here, we are successfully complete this lab 100%. That means we are done everything correctly. Thank you for watching. See you in next lab.